I've become, as of yesterday, a full member of the TradeLab network. As Sarah said, we've now run 2 clinics. The first one was in the second half of 2018, and the second one has been completed just this week. So first I'll talk about our first round of clinics. We had 2 teams of students. The first team was working with an NGO that consults to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. And their task was to examine the domestic laws of a number of sub-Saharan African jurisdictions and determine the extent to which those laws, which concern public-private partnerships, comported with the Addis Ababa Action Agenda for financing for sustainable development. The students wrote a report, but their major output was actually the development of a database of legislation, which is hoped will be then used as the basis for a larger database that can be used by UNCTAD in the future. Their overall conclusion was that there was a low level of compliance with these principles of sustainable development. Now, the second group did a project that related to one of the Graduate Institute projects that we've already heard about concerning the CPTPP. Again, our aspect of the project was confidential, so I can just tell you a little bit about it. We analysed the technical barriers to trade chapter, and in particular the students looked at the provisions of the TBT chapter that imposed obligations that went above and beyond what's found in the WTO agreements. Their main conclusions were that most of the new obligations were procedural in nature, but there were some substantive obligations that had the potential to be quite onerous for member states of the CPTPP, which I'm sure was very useful for the NGO in terms of their advocacy work. In semester 1, 2019, which we're just completing, students have completed 2 related projects. The beneficiary was an intergovernmental organisation, and the work was done in respect of 2 developing countries. So in respect of each developing country, the students analysed legislative reform proposals for their compatibility with WTO law, relevant preferential trade agreements, investment law, and surprisingly for the students, the constitutional and administrative law of those jurisdictions. So the students found that very challenging, but they have also found it very rewarding, and they're just finalising their memos this week. So those were Monash's projects, and we look forward very much to our future work with TradeLab. Thank you.